Hey guys, it's Fanya and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about books that feel like you're watching a Y2K movie. And one thing about me is I love watching like 2000s rom-com movies like Wild Child, Love Actually, When Harry Met Sally, You've Got Mail. I love those movies. So these are some of the books that I feel like kind of giving like similar vibes. Let's just go straight into the book recommendations. So first off, right off the bat, one book that I think gives very Y2K romance movies are better than the movies. Like this is the immediate answer that I thought of when I was planning this video because of the way that on every chapter of the book there's like an excerpt from like romance movies, like rom-com movies, and it's just so interesting that those excerpts like reflect like the scenes in the book. So I highly recommend Better Than the Movies. It's about Liz and Wes, who are neighbors, and they have been fighting over like this parking spot, and then an old friend came back to town and Liz starts to develop feelings for him. So Liz, naturally seeing Wes is close with like their old friend, Liz asks Wes for his help in trying to get closer to this old friend. And it's about their story. I highly recommend you to read Better Than the Movies if you haven't already, because I know that this book is like everywhere. It's all around social media right now. So if you haven't read Better Than the Movies, this is your sign to start the book. The next book is The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. I think I've also talked about this book like a lot previously. This book is about Meredith and Whit. So Meredith is going to be one of the bridesmaids of her cousin's wedding in Martha's Vineyard, and there she met Whit, which is like from the other side of the wedding family. Every time when they went to like Martha's Vineyard, like their family has this tradition of doing like a game of assassins, and so Meredith and Whit teams up to help their chances in winning the game. So this book is very fun. It is very light, and it's that one book where you can just like finish in one sitting. And I do think that the vibes of this book gives off Y2K romance movies because of how easy it is to like get into the book and just kind of feel like you are there, like in the settings of the book. So highly recommend The Summer of Broken Rules if you haven't read it yet. The next one is Hate Mail. This book, I didn't have that much expectations going in because I only saw like the cover and like the blurb, and it sounds very interesting. So it's about these two main characters. They used to know each other from when they were little. Like they know each other because like on their respective schools they are having like this program where they've partnered up one students with another students from like different schools, and they get to like send mail like back and forth, like sort of like a pen pal thing that the schools are like having. So they have been sending like these mails like since they were little, and every time they send these mails it's always filled with like something rude, and it's just not nice things that they say to each other. Like, but then once they've grown up, so the female main character starts her search of like finding out who this boy really is. It is dual POV, so that's kind of like the fun thing of the book, where you get to see like different POVs of like the main characters, so that you know like what is on the other person's mind while you're reading it. It just gives off like that fun Y2K enemies to lovers vibe. So I highly recommend, and I haven't heard anyone talking about this book enough because it was actually really good. The next book is Our Stop by Laura Jane Williams. I read this book like so early on when I like got back into reading, and it's just so fun to read. Like, it's about this female main character. She found like an advert on like the Tube magazine, and I think it's about like finding lovers through the Tube magazine. It's kind of like a story about that. I'm not sure if I remember that correctly. The plot were just so unique. I feel like when I read this book, I've never read anything like it before, and so it's just so fun to read, and it's giving like those big city vibes, like London. It's like watching a Y2K romance movie set in London. I think this was very popular back in like 2021 or 2022. If you haven't read this book, I highly recommend you to read it. The next book that I want to talk about is The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. I think this was like one of my favorite reads of last year. It's about an actor and a female bodyguard, so it's kind of like a reverse profession type of book, where you normally think that it would be like an actress and a male bodyguard, but it's like a reverse profession. So it's a male actor and female bodyguard. It is so unique. I've never read anything like it, and the way Catherine Center writes is just so easy to get through, and the plot, the characters, I think it's just so perfect, and it gives off Y2K movie vibes. And the last book that I feel like fits the Y2K romance movie vibes is When in Rome by Sarah Adams. And I do talk about this book quite a lot because it's just that good. It's about this like burnout singer, songwriter. She loves to watch movies, and so she watches Audrey Hepburn and the movie When in Rome. And so she wanted to go to Rome, but the closest Rome that she can find is Rome, Kentucky. So she drives there, and her car started to break down in front of a guy's house. So it's about their story and the small town. It's just so cute. Like the small town vibes, the dialogues, the characters. I love the characters in this book. Even like the side characters. All amazing characters. And so I cannot recommend this book enough. Like, it's just an amazing book. And if you like watching rom-com movies, this book is perfect. It is a first book in the series. If you've read this book and you really like it, I would recommend you to read the other books in the series. I mean, so far there's only When in Rome and Practice Makes Perfect that have been released, but she is releasing Back, Borrow or Steal next year. I think you should read this book if you like small town, rom-com, Y2K movie vibes. This is perfect, like literally perfect. So those are the books that I would recommend to you if you like Y2K movies, if you're looking for that Y2K rom-com movie vibes in a book. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and most of the books that are in this video, I have a full-on review of it on my Bookstagram account, so be sure to check that out if you would want to like read my in-depth review of like these books to know like what I really think of the books. Go check out my Bookstagram account. Otherwise, I'll see you next week with a new video. Thanks for watching. Bye!